गणपतये नमः। ॐ सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरम् तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सहना सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। Let us take in Shiva Shakti with deep 5 breaths. Om Shiva Shakti Om. 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 शुद्ध चैतन्य रूप
रूपोऽहम् आत्मा रामोऽहमेव च अखण्डानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः प्रत्यक्चैतन्यरूपोऽहम् शान्तोऽहम् प्रकृते परः शाश्वतानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः तत्त्वातीतः परात्माहम् मध्यातीतः परः शिवः मायातीतः परं ज्योतिः अहमेवाहमव्ययः नानारूपव्यतीतोऽहम् चिदाकारोऽहमच्युतः सुखरूपस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः माया तत्कार्यदेहादि मम नास्त्येव सर्वदा स्वप्रकाशैकरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः 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 अहम येव अहम अव्ययः I am I am I without any attachment, without any adjectives. I am pure consciousness, ever blissful. Ahameva. Avyayah. I am inexpendable. I can never be destroyed or diminished. I am eternal, untouched. I am I. Ahameva. Avyayah. Ahameva. I am ever expansive. pure consciousness, Brahman, Paratma. I am that ever expansive Satchidananda Rupa. I am I. To transact, interact in this world, to experience. I am using the body and the mind temporarily. It is the mind, mano, buddhi, aham, chitta, who are thinking, mano, buddhi, ahamkara, chitta. They as the ruling capacity as I am. However, it is not so. It is the notion which I am strongly, faithfully believing and experiencing. But my real nature, who am I? I am Satchidananda Rupa, Bhumananda Rupa, Paramananda Rupa. Ahameva Avyayah. O primordial Shakti, Shiva, the pure consciousness, as Dakshinamurti, give me Medha and Prajna to know my real original state, which is Ahamevaham, Avyayah. So that the experiences in life would become manageable with peace and happiness. So, Shuddha Chaitanya Rupoham Atma Ramohamevacha Akhandananda Rupoham Ahamevaham Avyayah. Shuddha Chaitanya. Shuddha Chaitanya is pure consciousness which is not touched by Maya, desire. It goes back when the whole manifestation was not yet manifested. I am that Shuddha Chaitanya. I am not touched by Kala, Desha, Karya Karana Bhava, Vikshepa, Avarana. I am away from all this. My original state is Shuddha Chaitanya Rupa. That is beyond the second circle. Before anything is manifested. I am pure conscious. I am the pure conscious. Shuddha Chaitanya. All pervading consciousness. Shuddha Chaitanya Rupoham Atma Ramo Aham Eva. I am that self who is Atma Rama. Atma Rama is when the whole being as body, mind, Atma, Arama is centered, focused only in self. Atma Rama. A well fine-tuned being goes through this. Even all of us would have realized, experienced this Atma Rama at one point or the other, unknowingly or knowingly. So we have made it part of our language. When we see someone sitting quietly without doing anything with a pleasant face, if we see that person, we ask, Yenu Aramana means what? Are you enjoying, reveling in your own self? Reveling in self, Atma Rama, is possible when the mind is quietened without thoughts. The body is at rest without involving in any action. Both body and mind are reveling in Atma. And that is what I am. That is my original nature. Atma Ramoham. I am Atma Rama. But giving the reins in the hands of the mind, ego, the individual I, false I, what all we go through. In the back of the mind, if we always have aham, eva aham, Atma Ramoham, I'm happy, I'm reveling in Atma. If that becomes our stable existence, Sthai Bhava, we can handle the movement, the waves, the thoughts in a beautiful manner. And we can enjoy ups and downs with more stable mind. Atma Rama. Akhandananda Rupoham. And the bliss which I am is akhanda. It can never be interrupted with any other emotion. Constant, uninterrupted, concentrated bliss is what my innate nature is. Akhandananda. Khanda means to disrupt. As Jivatma, we go through happiness for some moment. And then we know at the corner of this moment, there is sorrow or some other emotion like anger, disgust, something else is waiting, because the experiences are of different colors, different flavors. So the minute I am enjoying santosha, sukha, arama as jivatma, I know it is temporary. There will be interruption by some kind of sorrow or fear, confusion, many other emotions. Again, it will go back to Ananda. So, as Jivatma, I do experience, but it is khanda, it is disrupted. But within that body and the mind of Jivatma, I stay stable, but as Akhandananda. No one can touch my Ananda. I am like the ever bright sun. No one can touch my brightness. No one can snatch away or simmer the brightness, because it is my innate nature. I am light. Maybe the clouds can come in front of me. Maybe the sorrow can come in front of me. Anger can come. Fear, depression can come as cloud, but I am not touched by that. It comes and goes. It is the mind which is experiencing the clouds of different emotions. But I am Akhandananda, who is very much within every Jivatma. That is what I am. That is what I am. I am accessible to every Jivatma. Only thing is, we have to turn inward, not give the reins to the mind. Akhandananda Rupoham Ahavevaham Avyaya. Shuddha Chaitanya Rupoham Atma Ramoham Yevacha. Shuddha Chaitanya Rupoham Shuddha Chaitanya Rupoham. I am that pure consciousness. Shuddha Chaitanya Rupoham Atma Ramoham Yevacha. I am always reveling in my own self. I do not need any external things to make me happy. I am I, whose very innate nature is to revel, be blissful, be composed in self. I am I, enjoying experiencing the company of my own self, which is Shuddha Chaitanya, which is pure consciousness. Shuddha Chaitanya Rupoham Atma Ramoham Yevacha Akhandananda Rupoham. I am undisturbed, uninterrupted, continuous, concentrated bliss. It is my innate nature to be blissful ever and continuously. Akhandananda, Akhandananda Rupoham. Ahameva Avyaya Pratyak Chaitanya Rupoham Shantoham Prakrite Paraha Shashwatanandarupoham Ahameva Avyaya Ahameva Avyaya. Pratyak Chaitanya. In the previous one, we studied it as Shuddha Chaitanya, which is all pervading. We can visualize it as the third circle, all pervading Shuddha Chaitanya. And that Ahamevaham, the third circle, Ahamevaham Avyayah. When I enter into the Jivatma, the smallest first circle, then I am addressed, I appear as Pratyak Chaitanya. So, Shuddhatmaham, Pratyak Chaitanya. In both Ahamevaham, Ahamevaham. Am, I, in both. So, as Pratyak Chaitanya, what can we understand by this Chaitanya? Chaitanya. How does it work? Chetana, Chitta, Chaitanya, they are all interlinked. So let me explain what is Chetana and Chitta so that we understand the grandeur, the magnitude of that Chaitanya, who I am as Chaitanya. Mind. When it is actively involved in the surface level, then we call it as conscious mind. there is another level, subconscious mind, where the thought has not surfaced up so that I can directly perceive it or put it out. It is there, but it is hidden. It has not manifested yet on the surface level, subconscious. But it is accessible. When I want, I forgot what is it, what is it, what is it? It's that. So, like that, quickly it is possible to access subconscious. Still, there is another level which is unconscious, unconscious mind in every individual. This unconscious mind is not accessible because it stays as vasana, which is carried on and on from Janma to Janma to Janma to Janma by that subtle body, Sukshma Sharira, the mental body. So, when the subconscious mind, unconscious mind of the individual, plus the unconscious mind of the whole total, of the whole manifestation, is called Chitta. Now, what is Chetana? Chetana is the ray of consciousness which is coming from the source called Chaitanya, which is the pure consciousness which is all pervading. The ray of consciousness which is reaching the mind, which is lighting up the mind, is called Chetana. So, mind is like the bulb, it is just there. When the current is streamed, it lightens. In the same way, what is the source of the current which is passing through the bulb? There is one powerhouse, the electricity powerhouse in the whole city, which will be sending it to so many different substations, and every building will get that electricity, and it lights up the bulbs or fans or anything as the appliances. In the same way, Chaitanya is the soul, self-illuminous, which is always lit. And it is that which is sending a ray of consciousness to the mind, ray of consciousness to the senses, ray of consciousness to the intellect. So, like that, when it is passing, the whole body and the mind comes into work. So, for the mind to get its Chetana, the ray of consciousness, the source is Chaitanya. It is in 7 levels. The mind is in 7 levels using this Chetana. The 3 levels are the lower level of mind, which cling to, which depend on the Chetana, Chetana Shakti. Are you understanding? The lower 3 levels of mind, they depend, cling to, or as slaves, they depend on Chetana Shakti, ray of consciousness. Higher to that are the other 3 levels of mind, where they are favorable to attain the Chaitanya itself. Got the point? These higher three levels are very favorable to attain the path of Chaitanya. And the seventh one is the level where it is aware and it is in the path of attaining Chaitanya all the time. And the seventh level is it is there, continuously aware of Chaitanya. That source itself, the pure consciousness. And that consciousness, Chaitanya, is experienced, enjoyed as Sat Chit Ananda root. So that state is beyond these seven states. At that state, the self experiences itself, its own innate nature, which is Satchidananda Rupa. So that Chaitanya is pratyak. It is very much indwelling in all jivatmas, in all of us. Every jivatma is having this pratyak Chaitanya. That is the form of I am, the real I. Pratyak Chaitanya. It is dwelling in, it has turned towards itself. And it is just residing, its presence itself is emitting the rays of consciousness, because of which the mind and body are working so beautifully. Pratyak Chaitanya Rupoham. That is what I am. Chetana, the ray of consciousness, I'm sending to the mind, Mano, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chitta, and this Sharira as well. So I am that source to the body and the mind to work in good condition. So should Pratyak Chaitanya Rupoham Shantoham, dwelling inside such a turbulent mind, very active body. How is it Shanta? Is it ever possible to be Shanta? So the Atma is saying, yes, I am Shanta. That is my innate nature. Shanta is what I am. It is the mind which keeps going here and there. It creates the world and it goes to any places instantaneously. It gets into different emotions, notions, concepts instantaneously. And because of that movement everywhere, it is becoming turbulent, turmoil. How is it going through? 1 minute it is happy, another minute it is sorrow, another minute it is disgusting, another minute it is angry. But It is the mind which is going through that. It is the false I which is going through those experiences. But I am Shanta. I am always peaceful. Even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna gives so much of importance for peace. There are so many verses attributed to explain how to achieve peace, because peace is very much needed for a harmonious experience and presence in this world for all jivatmas to carry on the life. Nemmadi Jivana, we say in Kannada. Nemmadi Jivana, peaceful life. And in all Vedic recitations, at the end, we say Om Shanti 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 3 times. Why is it so? The thing is, we are going through as Jivatma, the false I, the mind, which is only a notion, a strong thought. It is creating its own world and it is getting into trouble because of the effects of Maya on it. So it is getting tired again and again, again and again. It keeps coming back to that Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. I want Shanti. The mind wants to relax. It wants Shanti. So what does it do? What do? We get back to the source, which is the self, Pratyak Chaitanya, which is emitting Shanti all the time as its innate nature. So the mind resides in that Atma, because Atma, Pratyak Chaitanya, is the source of that Shanti. Again, I would say, like the sun has the heat as its own nature, just the presence of the Atma, my closeness to Atma itself will bring the peace. Shantoham. Prakrite paraha. I am beyond Prakriti, beyond this manifested nature. Nature means what? It is ruled by, governed by Maya Shakti. And for that Maya Shakti also, it is the soul which is the source. It is Yishvara who is sending his nature, innate nature, as this world, as these Jivatma. Prakrite paraha, I am beyond whatever is manifested. I am not involved in it. I am in it, but I am not involved in it. I am beyond. So, because it is Prakrite paraha, we are able to manage our body and mind intact. Because I am, as real I am maintaining my original state as Nirakara, whatever we have studied till now. Asangoham punah punaha Satchidananda Rupa Avyayaha Ahamevaham Nitya Shuddha Vimukta Nirakara Bhumananda Nitya Niravadya Nirakara Achyuta Paramananda Shuddha Chaitanya Atma Rama Akhandananda Rupa Pratyak Chaitanya Rupa Shantah. All these things because I am retaining punah punah, again and again, again and again. I am able to be what I am. I will give you the simple example. Asangoham punah punaha avyayah chidakara punah punaha nirakara punah punaha. That punah punaha, again and again, I am retaining my original nature. Why that punah punaha? It is not only from Janma to Janma to Janma, but every moment, every nanosecond, I am retaining all this innate nature which I am having. I am retaining my own self, because of which I am able to carry on life. For example, right now, I am talking, you are all listening, Shravana. So, you can say, I am a listener. And then you change yourself as, I am a thinker. I am a contemplator. I am a meditator. I am a happy person. See that I am is continuously there. Because that I am is giving you the base. Okay, I am I. Next, what shall I be? I can be the listener. Okay, I am a listener. Next, what I can be? I cannot be attached to listener forever and ever, and I have to become a thinker. Okay, next, what shall I be? Let me be the meditator. I become the meditator. So if I hang on to, get attached to be the listener, I am the listener, I am the listener. If I attach to it, what will happen? I can never become a thinker. I can never become a speaker. I can never become anything else. No other work will proceed. So that silent moment of ahamevaham, 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 like that again and again, even if I take some very, very temporary action, I am not attached to that. Again and again, I show my ahamevaham. Because of that, everyone is able to work as a normal person. Otherwise, we will become schizophrenic patient, Alzheimer's patient, or with mental problems, we become when we hang on to something. Because that I is popping up. Ahamiti sada spurantam. In Dakshinamurti, we studied that. I, the real I, is all the time spurantam. I am projecting myself. I am there as aham, aham, aham. Isn't it? So it is very much needed that one has to be prakrite paraha, which I am, the real I am, is following. I am I all the time. Because I am able to get into so many shoes and clear that asanga, not attached to that anymore. Next, I will go to the next action. I am not attached to that anymore. I will go to the next action. That is possible because I am prakrite paraha. I am beyond the hold of prakriti as maya. So it is like this. Mind is like the elastic band. It can stretch with tension, with lots of effort. But the minute we leave it, it goes back to its original state. Why? Its original state is without any tension, without any effort. It wants to be as it is. But it works when we stretch it, the elastic band. When we leave it, it goes back to its original place. So, like that, the mind is, Prakriti is working with the base as that Chaitanya, Pratyak Chaitanya. Because of the presence of Pratyak Chaitanya, the indwelling consciousness as the base, as the foundation, as the source, support. Prakriti is working as the mind and the body. So beautiful. It stretches, but it wants to go back to the source. So Chaitanya has to be Prakrite Paraha. It has to be beyond. Like mother dog will be sleeping happily, but 7 to 8 puppies keep feeding themselves from that mother dog who is sleeping. What is she doing? She is herself, but she is giving the milk to the puppies. She is not disturbed. So like that, this Chaitanya, Pratyak Chaitanya is there, giving the full support to the Prakriti to work. But it is Paraha, it's beyond. Shashvatananda Rupoham. I am the blissful form, Shashvatananda Rupoham, abiding eternally, forever in that bliss as my own nature. No one can disturb it, nothing can touch it. It is there eternally, Shashvata Ananda. Again, you can think of sun having light as part of his presence, existence. He is not doing anything. He is not putting any effort to give the heat and light to the whole world. Just his presence itself is lighting up the whole world, heating up the world. Like that, Chaitanya, Pratyak Chaitanya is in everyone. That is what I am. That is what I am. That is what my innate nature is. Ahamevaham avyayah. Mind goes through so much of turmoil. But Pratyak Chaitanya is not affected or touched by any of those things. It is the mind, that aham, the false I, ego, which goes to that. In Narayana Sukta, this Pratyak Chaitanya is beautifully described. Padmakosha pratikashagum hridayanchapyadhomukam Neelato yada madhyastad vidyullekeva bhaswara. The Pratyak Chaitanya, Atma as Paranjyoti, how it is there in every being. How does it appear? Not to the physical eyes, but to the meditative eyes. How one can experience it. What are its qualities? What are its power? How it works? Maybe we can study that later in Narayana Sukta and Purusha Sukta. So, the next comes Tatvatita Paratmaham Madhyatita Parashiva Mayatita Paranjyotihi Ahamevaham Avyayah. This verse, I love it because it explains in such a beautiful manner who I am, what are the hats which I wear when I manifest myself. So, this verse can be studied first line and then second line, or second line and then first line, according to our understanding of the perception of this whole Jagat. Tatvatita Paratma Madhyatita Parashiva Mayatita Paranjyotihi Ahameva Avyayah. Let us go from second line to first line. Mayatita Paranjyotihi. I am. Each one of us are saying, I am Paranjyotihi. I am that Atma Jyoti, Pratyak Jyoti. That Pratyak Chaitanya is in the form of Paranjyoti in every one of us. And it is Mayatita. Why Mayatita? This Paranjyoti is beyond the hold of Maya. Being away from that Maya, Prakrite Paraha, it is making the mind work and get influenced by the Maya, who is showing her effect in the form of Kala, Desha, Karya Karana Bhava, cause and effect, time and space. How is she doing? Prakriti. By putting the chip of Vikshepa to project things which are not there. Like in dream, we project things. And Avarana, coolly she puts the veil, strong veil, so that I totally become away from what I am. I have forgotten what I am. I have lost the touch with my own self because of that avarana, the veil, curtain. So it is the mind which goes through the hold of Maya. And for that mind to work as the victim of Maya, it is that Chaitanya which is sending the ray of consciousness as Chaitanya to the mind. So mind is actively involved in Maya Maya Jagat, which is constantly changing. So it is highly busy, involved in this Jagat, the mind. So, as a source for that, this Paranjyoti, the consciousness is there. But it is Maya Tita. Atita means beyond. Maya Tita. It is not affected by Maya, but it is Atita. It is just there. Ahamevaham. Aham Paranjyoti. Staying like that, it is sending the ray of consciousness, Chetana, to the mind, which is like a Buddha getting affected by Maya and experiencing all different emotions and getting tired and it wants to come back, but it's not getting the way. So that struggle keeps going for so many janmas. But Maya Tita Paranjyoti. I am that Paranjyoti. So you can understand here how Jivatma is working with body and mind, being affected by the Maya. It is seeing the whole Prapancha as different from its own self. It has separated itself from the rest of the world, even though it is the same Ahameva. So it is the mind, Jivatma. But in that Jivatma, there is Paranjyoti. That is what I am. That Paranjyoti is what I am. It is the mind, the false I, which is thinking it is limited and it is working accordingly. I told you about the 7 levels of mind, right? So if you see it here, I'm keeping it close so that you can see. This is the center point that you can call it as Chaitanya. And all the 3 circles are meeting not just at that point like that. No, it is meeting next to that center. It is meeting from here to here as all the 3 circles. So as we keep coming closer and closer and closer to this point, from lower 3 to the higher 3 levels of mind, we do get the flavor, or we can smell what that Chaitanya is. We get to peep into it. So if we are lucky and if we are moving closer, we come to the 7th level, and then if we reach this point, we will have the experience of our own innate nature, which is Satchidananda. So when we are stationed in this point, we have the free access to the 3rd circle, 2nd circle, and first circle as well. That is Ishwaratva, which we experience. So, if that is the case, Maya Titha Paranjyotihi, I have to retain my own self as Paranjyoti. The next one is Madhyatita Parashivaha. Madhyatita. When it is the whole world with so many factors, principles, tattvas, multiplicity, Madhyatita Parashivaha. I am the Shiva. I am beyond this. I am not affected or tainted or controlled by any of the tattvas. I am Paraha. That is Ishvara. Ishvara is not tainted. He uses Shakti as his counterpart for his ruling the whole manifestation. He makes her as the counterpart, accomplice. So he enjoys the company of her, but he is not affected like this Jivatma is affected. He is Para. Paranjyotihi, Parah Shivaha in the middle second circle, which is manifestation. And in the third one, after Madhyatita, the third one is Tattvatita Paratma. So this second circle is filled with different tattvas, like the principles, how the whole world is formed. See, there are, according to this philosophy, it is 36 tattvas, out of which Shiva tattva, and then Vidya tattva, and then Atma tattva. So Atma tattva is 26. And then this Vidya tattva is 5. And then Shiva tattva is 5. All these tattvas together, here Atma tattva refers to Jivatma. So all this put together is giving rise to the manifested world. And I am beyond those tattvas. That means I am beyond the manifestation. I am beyond the manifestation. So I am Paratma. Paratma. Para means the ultimate, supreme, absolute. Atma is what I am. So can you see the grandeur of your own self? Who you are? Here I am Paranjyoti. Because Ahamevahu, I am retaining it. In the second circle, Parah Shivaha. I am consciousness beyond the hold of Maya. I am the consciousness, Shiva, who is Para, absolute. Absolute consciousness, supreme consciousness. And here, none of the tattvas are affecting me at all. I am beyond the whole manifestation. And I go to the extent of saying even that Aham will also not be there. I stay as Para Atma, the absolute Atma, Sat Atma. So I am not there to say I am. Just Sat. That is what I am. Ahamevaham avyayah. Tattvatitah paratmaham. If we take it in the other order, I am that para atma who is beyond all the tattvas because of the sankalpa, may I become many. I am creating the tattvas which will manifest as the world. Madhyatita Parashivaha. As Parashivaha, Ishvara, the supreme consciousness, I rule the world, putting the web of my prakriti, of my nature, as Maya Shakti, and I rule the world. I rule the world. Mayatita Paranjyotihi. As Paranjyoti, I enter every Jivatma and I dwell inside every Jivatma as Paranjyoti. But I'm not at all affected, victimized by the effects of Maya. As Maya Tita, I stay, I reside in every Jivatma as Paranjyoti. So it's a beautiful verse to contemplate and meditate on. It takes us to that blissful state which we have to, I don't know what to say, meditate, contemplate, keep thinking about it with calm mind. You will be able to get into this verse. The next one is Nana Rupa Vyatitoham Chedakarohamachyutah Sukharupaswarupoham Ahameva Ahamoyaya. Nana Rupa Vyatitoham. I have gone through so many forms as Jivatma. So many forms I have gone through as Jivatma. And I have discarded them. Vyatita, that means I have discarded, departed from those forms as Jivatma. Nana Rupa Vyatitoham. How am I able to do it? How can I get into so many forms and discard it and move on? Get into another form, discard it, move on. How am I able to do that? Because I am Chidakara. I don't have any form to which I am clinging on to. I only appear as Nana Rupa, different Rupas. But in fact, because I am retaining that Chidakara, because I am retaining myself as pure consciousness, I am able to get into different Rupas. And because I'm not attached to the form, because I am not becoming that form, I am only appearing as that form. I am not attached to it. Asanga. I am able to go to the next form by retaining my state, my form as Chit, the conscious. It's exactly like how it is described in Dakshinamurti Ashtaka. In dream, it is the single same mind which is projecting different characters in the dream. And it is also taking the form of non-living buildings or the trees, rock, whatever it is. The whole dream world is created by just one mind. And mind is not clinging on to any particular character. So it is able to project. And when we wake up, the whole world is not there at all. The mind is there as it was before the dream. It didn't become that many minds. Now, it is retaining itself as one mind of Alakananda, who saw that many characters in the dream. So, like that, Chaitanya is Chidakara. It is retaining its consciousness form and projecting itself, appearing as that many forms and not attaching to any of the forms. It is discarding. Nana Rupa Vyatitoham. Even within one life, we also do it, isn't it? How many rupas we wear, we go through, we discard it. At 1 minute, the whole face and the body will be filled with so much of anger. Do I retain it? Even the mind has learned that tactic. It gives up. It becomes happy. Again, it changes. So, this change is there continuously because that is the constant law. Continuous changes in this Jagat is the only constant law principle. So, like that, Nana Rupa Vyatitoham, but Chidakara Aham. And Achyutaha, it is flawless, unwavering. It doesn't fall from its place. It is Achyuta. Achyuta. No one can destroy it, diminish it. There. As Chit, conscious. It's always there. Sukharupa Swarupoham. Because the mind, the false I, as Jivatma, is experiencing. The bliss is taken new form as Sukha. Just like the third circle, Paratma, is appearing as the first circle, Jivatma, as the second circle, the whole Vishwa. It is temporary. The second and first circle are temporarily projected. Like that, bliss, Ananda, is the original state of I. But I am taking the new form as Sukha. Sukha Rupa Swarupoham. So, what can we understand by this? Nana Rupa Vyatitoham, without attaching to any one form as my own self. I am all pervading as consciousness, Chidakara. And I penetrate into every form and make it appear and work, interact in this world. In that action, I become Sukha Rupa Swarupa. So that is why even as Jivatma, we go through all the difficult moments, negative emotions, but we come back to Sukha. I want Sukha always. I always run behind Sukha. I never run behind Dukkha. I don't want Dukkha. So I run away from Dukkha. Why do I run behind Sukha? Because Sukha, the pleasure, delight, joy, are the different colors, flavors of Ananda, the bliss, which is the original state, Rupa of I. So it is just changing its form as Sukha when experienced through the way of Jivan. Sukharupa Swarupoham Ahamevaham Avyayah. Mayat Tatkarya Dehadi Mama Nastyeva Sarvada Swaprakashaika Rupoham Ahamevaham Avyayah. Maya Tatkarya Dehadi. It is Maya and her work which is giving rise to Deha, Buddhi, Mana, Aham, Chitta, and the objects of the world, all the five senses, sense organs. All these things are the effects of the work of Maya. Maya Tatkarya Dehadi. Mama Nasti. I don't have all those things. I don't have the body. I don't have the mind. I don't have the sense organs, sense perception, the liking, desire for the objects. I don't have anything to satisfy. So, in no way I have any of the result of the work of Maya connected to me directly, and it is not affecting me at all. Sarvada, all the time. It is the mind. It is the mind which is victimized or which is going through the effects of Maya. It is that mind which has also projected the body, the physical body, Sthula Sharira, which is going through the effects of Maya. But I, ahamevam aham, sarvada, all the time. Swaprakashaika rupoham. If you ask me, what is my rupa? I am self-illuminous. Swaprakasha. Swaprakasha. We need the light to lit up the objects in the world. We need the light to lit up the thought to be projected. Other than Atma, I, the self, everything else need something else to shed light on. Got the point? Except Atma, who is Swaprakasha, who is self-illuminous. Like I can give you the sun as having the light. No one needs to put light on sun to see the sun, because he himself is so luminous to these physical eyes. Make it clear. Because when we go deeper into thinking about what is that sun, how is he getting the light, then the other world opens. It is the self which is Shuddha Chaitanya, which is giving him, Ishvara, who is giving him the light. So that is different. But here, why I am giving you the analogy of sun with light? Because to this physical eyes, sun is self-luminous. He is all the time self-luminous. Like that, Chaitanya is self-luminous, which has the power to give light, to lit up the whole world, including the sun. So, Swaprakashaika Rupoham. I am my innate nature, my form is nothing but self-luminosity, which is lighting up everything else. Everything else. So, even the thought, even the mind, even the chitta, the memory, everything needs the light of consciousness, the ray of consciousness. So, it is Chaitanya is filling the whole world with Chaitana, because of which everything is coming to light, which we can perceive through the physical eyes and also the mental eye and the Jnana Chakshu. So, Maya Tatkarya Dehadi Mama Nasti Ityeva Sarvada. This is how it is all the time. Swaprakashaika Rupoham. I am self-luminous. That is my form. That is the only form. Swaprakasha Yeka Rupo. Ahamevaham Avyayaha. So, this verse, if we see, when we see from outside the world, how does it look? How does it feel to experience when we see it from outside the world? we seek the answer from the physical sciences which deals with the matter, that is able to say what this world is physically. When we see it from inside that, we seek the answer from non-physical or metaphysical sciences, including the sciences of religion and philosophy. When it comes to have the answer from both, it is Upanishads which give us a very sturdy answer, which synthesizes both from outside and inside, both material and metaphysical approach, which is very boldly saying Brahma Vidya is the base for all sciences, for all answers. Brahma Vidya is the Sarva Vidya Pratishtha. Pratishtha means the foundation, base, source, origin, support. Brahma Vidya. So once we have that Brahma Vidya, we are getting the answer when we look it from outside the world and from inside the world. We get to know what this world is. It is Kshetra. When we see it from inside the world, we understand it is Kshetrajna which is making the whole Kshetra work as it is working. So we get Kshetra, Kshetrajna Jnana when we have this Brahma Vidya. So it is that Brahma Vidya which is telling us this shloka, Maya tat karya dehadi mama nasti eva sarvada. It is Kshetrajna who is claiming it. Who is that Kshetrajna? Pratyak Chaitanya, Paranjyoti. Swaprakashaika Rupoham. And how is it possible? Swaprakasha, Ishvara, that Brahman is what I am, who is Swaprakasha, self-viewiness. So, what we can understand in this is, again, here also, I am I as Paranjyoti. Because of the veiling, avarana, of the reality or the truth, eternal truth, that I am Brahman, I am the Ishvara, and I am Paranjyoti. So the whole projection is happening in this ever expansive Paratma. And because everything is happening within that, it has to be one and the same. If I give you a bag of the rice flour, whatever you prepare with that, different shapes and different sizes, different flavors, tastes, everything has to be nothing but the rice flour at the end of the day, isn't it? The source is nothing but the rice flour. It can be nothing else. In the same way, I am I, ahameva aham, be it the third circle, second circle, or the third circle, because I am retaining my self as Chidakara, Achyuta, Avyaya, Aham, Eva, Aham, Shanti. Prakrite Paraha. So these are all the innate nature which it is emitting, retaining itself as ahamevaham. So that is where it is. Let us meet in the next class. It would be really nice if you all can, on your own at home, sing one line or one word and contemplate it. Give gap, go to the next word, sing it to your heart content, get the meaning, and keep the silence and keep contemplating on it. It will really take you in such a good speed to understand and to be in that state. We can do it in the class itself, but I don't know whether we can finish the whole thing in 4 or 5 sessions. So I'm just giving you the taste of how it would be if you meditate on every stanza. If you're okay to extend the classes to maybe 1 or 2 more, then we can go slowly adding more of meditation. So you give me your feedback, then I will do accordingly. Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti Om. 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 Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnameva Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.